Yo, this is Purge, and I'm bringing you guys another gameplay cast, and I am here with a very special person. It's going to be Bballin, and we are covering the ESWC semifinals between PotmBottom and Happy Feet. Is that correct? No, I said it wrong.
HappyCloud. Happy Feet
Dang
used to
it,
be
I
the
did it
team name
again.
for Mineski.
And also a movie, a terrible, terrible movie about penguins. So I'm sorry about that.
You can't mean that.
I'm so glad. I haven't seen it actually. I'm just a bastard. Okay, so HappyCloud it is. We're at the semifinals. The finals are going to be played actually online. They were originally going to be played at PAX Prime, but they were having conflicts with the International. Needless to say, they're actually at the same place, very close to each other, but it'd be kind of lame if some of the teams participating would actually have to shift over. Namely, Complexity, actually, is the only team, I believe, that is left over that is going to the International. Is that correct?
That is correct, and they are also in the semifinals match. So if they do win, then they'd have to.
Oh no. Oh no. I think we lost his internet. Did they really pick these heroes? Bballin, don't give it to... No, don't tell me. Let me open Skype really fast. We're having an internet connection problem. Okay. Alright, this is not looking good. He is losing some audio. Hopefully that gets fixed in a second. I'm gonna check out some heroes really quick. Alright, he's officially dead. I'm gonna have him... Oh, he's calling. Yes, you're alive. Okay, good.
Yeah, that was weird. I could still hear you talking, so I was just like, oh, I have no idea what's going on.
Huh. Okay, so what were you saying about the teams remaining?
Yeah, Complexity is the only team that's part of the International, but if they made it to the finals, then of course there would be a conflicting issue there, and of course Complexity on such a hot streak that it would be extremely likely that they could make it to the finals, but still anything could happen.
Yeah.
So rather than chance it with the schedules, they decided to play it safe, and you gotta respect them for that.
Yep, and they are up against Quantic, so it's not going to be easy to fight. Quantic is not a pushover team by any means. So, but let's talk about the Heroes quick. Apparently the picking already happened, so we're into an AP remake, and yeah, there's a Zeus in this game, and I'm really excited to see this because yeah, we don't see
Global
Zeus very
strat.
often. Oh, is that what it is? Oh my god, you're right. It is the global strat. It's 4 global strat. They're going to have one bounty hunter. He's going to be the guy initiating all the ganks, and then they're going to have follow-ups. So bounty hunter's going to go invisible. He's going to look for the people, and then all of the ultis will come if needed.
And it should be really, really entertaining to watch because you never know. You got to keep your eyes on the prize, man.
Yeah, it's going
Gank's
to be
gonna
tough.
Come out of nowhere with the ice blast and the sprout, the teleport in, Zeus Ultimate Inspector, and of course if you get a trap towards your team.
Yeah, for sure. It should be pretty impressive. So, if we go over the players really quick for the reigning team, this is Team Happy... I forgot already. Oh my god.
HappyCloud.
HappyCloud. Okay. HappyCloud. We have Happy Andrew Riley on the bounty hunter. He's on the top lane. On the mid lane, we have Happy Gofu playing Zeus. Jungling Nature's Prophet. That's Happy Fate. And on the bot lane, we have Happy Wicking? I don't know. Playing Spectre and Knives on the Ancient Apparition.
Yep, meanwhile on PotmBottom we have Fogged playing the Invoker. Looks like Tides of Time is playing the Support Shadow Shaman. All 2000 is playing the Lone Druid. Meanwhile Beastmaster is being played by I Love You. And it looks like the last hero Enigma is being played by Direction. So playing some interesting tags, but still, this is just a qualifier match. But,
Yeah. He tanked a lot of damage there from the neutral creep, surprisingly. Usually we don't see that much damage get taken from an Enigma. You can usually juggle pretty well without taking any damage at all. But he went very heavy on clarity potions here, so we'll see how that turns out. But basically, the lanes are really interesting. I mean, it's a Spectre Ancient Apparition, which is not that good at ganking. I mean, a Dagger plus a Cold Feet alone is usually not going to be enough to disable somebody. So I don't really see this really working out super well.
now, HappyCloud are definitely going to have a rough time just because PotmBottom, if they don't get their global strat going off immediately, PotmBottom can just take team fights after team fight. And once they start the push, there's not really too much tower defense that HappyCloud has going in favor of them. They don't really have too much long-range initiation. They have the global strategy, but there's no really anybody blinking, getting a disable or anything like that. So if PotmBottom manages to get the team fight and get their pushing items up, then it's going to be really, really difficult for HappyCloud to stop.
Yeah, not to mention that they don't even have any stuns. Other than Cold Feet, of course. So they're going to be really hurting in the mid game. That's usually the point where things get really weird. It's when you try to do ganks and stuff. If you don't have reliable disables, it just makes it so much more difficult to score kills. So I think we're going to see a lot of trouble for HappyCloud as they go into the mid game, unless this global strat really starts paying off hard, which it could possibly. I love the positioning of Bounty Hunter in the top lane, by the way, just hiding in the trees next to the lane so that he can't be harassed by Shadow Shaman, but he still does get experience. It's very smart.
Yeah, I think he knows that there was a Sentry Ward, so he's playing a little bit more safe. Actually, he's not getting as much experience as you might expect, but still, any bit of experience he can get is well worth it at this point. Meanwhile, Tides of Time scouting out, just saying, "Where are you, man? I'm looking for you. I'm gonna find you."
Yeah, the bear actually might spot him as well, but he's in kind of a good spot. And he can always use Shadow Walk as well to go invisible and squeeze on out of there, but he still has not spotted him. Did he kill one of these trees? I assume he did. He must be standing around on a tree right there, because otherwise I don't even know about that little corner in there. So
yeah, I think he probably used a tangle after he saw the Centaur harassment, and that's how he decided, okay, don't want to be in this lane, just gonna chill out over here, get as much experience. Because really, Bounty Hunter, the hard lane, his goal is not to die and pick up level 6, just so he can get some track ganks going. And if this goal strategy is to pan out, then mid to late game, as the heroes start getting items, Spectre in conjunction with the Nature's Prophet and Ice Blast will just be such a threatening combination.
Yeah, if we look at CS on the mid lane, it's actually Zeus doing better. He is 15-1 versus an Invoker who is at 10-5. And actually, this is a good way to do good damage to an Invoker. Usually a very resilient hero. He does have some quas levels, so free regen there. But Zeus, as a hero, has a ton of damage output, and he's got a regen rune bottled. And assuming that Nature's Prophet helps him a little bit with the rune control, he can definitely outlane this Invoker, because Invoker usually doesn't even want to deal with runes.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nature's Prophet, he's just going for, looks like a Midas Rush. Of course, this means that he's going to have a lot more farming power, but I really think he needs to sort of go for a bit of mid-game stability, maybe get an urn just to heal up his teammates. But maybe that just indicates that HappyCloud, they're going to turtle up as hard as possible. But still, once Lone Druid gets his farm up and once PotmBottom starts pushing, it's going to be pretty difficult to stop, unless Nature's Prophet has some solid items.
Yeah, we'll see. Zeus did almost die mid. He got the regen disabled actually by the Invoker. They're almost TPing on Invoker. They're thinking about it though. But Fogg is going to have to back up. He does go to the high ground. There's the Sprout here. Courier as well, and there's one nuke, and they do pick up the first blood on the mid lane. Just such a dangerous hero against Invoker. Really fun to see.
Yeah, burst damage in conjunction with the Fate teleport in really prevent Invoker from going to haste rune. He would have reached the haste rune first, but it looks like there's going to be push on the top tower. Shadow Shaman only level 3, but right now the Bear in conjunction with the Lone Druid is just going to be able to push down this tower, and there's really nothing that a solo Gondor can do, especially with Nature's Prophet having such low mana. It's going to be really difficult for them to defend, so they're not even going to bother.
Yeah, great items on the Bear, by the way. If you look at him, he's got a Basilius that gives the Bear 3 armor, and he's got a Ring of Protection, which will later be used for Tranquil Boots, most likely on the main Lone Druid. And this is a huge deal when you have this much HP, as the Spirit Bear does, as the base unit. Armor is extremely cost-effective, especially this early on. He's going to be able to take a lot more hits from towers as they push this. Really cool item build.
Yeah, and I really like what PotmBottom's doing. They're saying, okay, we're not going to let you get to the mid-game. We're just going to be pushing all your towers. What are you going to do to defend that? Spectre, of course, can't farm in the lane against Beastmaster as freely if Ancient Apparition left him alone. So they're just going to give up some more towers, and PotmBottom knows that there's really not too much that the HappyCloud can do in order to stop the push, unless they devote other heroes to harassing the Lone Druid. But right now, 1.2k HP, no items on the hero, and already ridiculous armor. He's going to be really difficult to kill.
Yeah, especially as Bounty Hunter. He's actually maxing out Shadow Walk first, it looks like, just to get the duration up, as well as some possible burst damage. Just pretty cost efficient in terms of damage on that. But Arcane Boots now on Zeus, so he's going to be doing great on the mid lane. He's got 28 last hits now, plus that first blood, so he's having a great game against this Invoker. How's bot lane doing for Radiant, though? We do have a Spectre that is farming. Spectre definitely one of the hardest carries in the game, and is extremely scary if he can finish the Radiance. But even if that does happen, we're still looking at a lot of disables on the Dire team, including Roar, Black Hole, even Shadow Shaman and Invoker on top of that. It's going to make it really hard for Spectre to do well.
And looks like my Midas prediction was completely scrapped. He went for the treads. I like the stress a bit more, just give him a bit more attack speed and a little bit more HP to work with. Of course, he can just tread switch, so he can teleport out of there. Meanwhile, Spectre's not firing as well as you might expect. Only 30 CS. Meanwhile, Enigma 47 too. That's all the neutrals. But still, it's only around 6.5 minutes in the game. Still pretty decent farm nonetheless. But it looks like the top lane is going to get pushed. And right now, a huge gold advantage will be going in favor of PotmBottom. And you can see the gold graph. Not too important at this stage of the game, but still, it's making a noticeable dip towards the PotmBottom side.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing in this game is that there's been very little roaming from any of the other lanes thus far. I mean, Ancient Apparition has been supporting Spectre the whole time. The top lane, just the Lone Druid and the Shadow Shaman were enough to take 2 towers, and usually in a high-skilled game, we just see a jungle roam at least coming, like an Enigma or an Enchantress or a Chant or something like that. That hasn't been the case. Enigma has just been farming. He maxed out Eidolons first, which means that his damage output is insane, and as you can see, he's only a short 300 gold away from having a Mechanism, which 250 HP heal at this point of the game is just absolutely insane.
Of course, he does have to be careful of that Ice Blast preventing the healing, but
That's true.
now, Enigma's skill build like you said, maxing out Eidolons. Usually the standard skill build is to get 2 points on Eidolons and then get that Malefice up just so you can have a bit more reliable disable. That really indicates he really wants to go push, but it looks like this is going to get ganked in the mid lane. Here comes Sprout. Shackled's channeling, and looks like Fog, the Invoker, picks up the last hit. And I don't know if they can defend this tower. Looks like HappyCloud are finding themselves in a bit of bind, because what can Spectre do against when your tower is being pushed?
You can throw a dagger and do 150 nuke damage. You know, some pretty serious stuff. Lone Druid's already up to 2,500 gold, by the way. He still hasn't gotten Tranquil Boots on himself, and he's also skipping boots on his bear, but I think this is totally legitimate because he really just wants to rush that Radiance as fast as possible. The earlier you get the Radiance, by far the more scary it is. And before Spectre even gets his up, he's going to have to buy Vanguard first. He does have that completed, and he's doing okay farming with 42 last hits, but mid tower is now going to die. Enigma's also pushing, and this is 4 really, really scary heroes at this point. Lone Druid, not as much as the other 3, but a level 8 Enigma is just about as strong as he possibly can be for the rest of the game. As soon as he gets to level 9, he's already got his mech, he's got survivability, and Shadow Shaman as well. Almost 6, things are just scary for these guys.
And of course, one of the problems is Spectre, if he does build the Radiance, the Tower Gold will just give so much HP, but looks like Zeus is going to get initiated on a couple more hits, and Invoker picks up the last hit. Spectre teleports in, but he might take the fall as well. Cold Snap and Black Hole being just used on Spectre. Bounty is just going to drop a track just because he can, but it looks like Spectre's going to get trapped in the trees. Nature's Prophet ally, leaving him to the wolves, but looks like Spectre manages to escape, but Enigma might be the next one to die. Oh, Bounty Hunter damage, just not enough. Can Nature's Prophet pick up the last hit? No, he just barely able to escape in the nick of time. Zeus is dead, but when he comes back, expect Enigma to get ultimate. But still, nice engagement by PotmBottom, scanning like Spectre from his farm. Meanwhile, Beastmaster is going to be farming that bottom lane just to recover some of it. So PotmBottom is playing extraordinarily well at this point.
Yeah, that was really unlucky on Zeus. The first hit Spirit Bear, he got entangled right at the base of his ramp, and that just set off the chain of events there to get him killed. He didn't even get to pop his ulti before he died, which is exactly what Zeus does not want to happen. So Zeus gets picked off, Spectre shows up as well. He barely survives, at least. Doesn't get picked off by the Dire team, but even still, losing the Zeus that close under their under safety was a really big loss for them.
Anyway, just to go back to that Spectre point I was talking about, one of the best things about Rug on Spectre is that you can just melt supports, but the supports will just be so tanky with all this tower gold, especially in conjunction with this Enigma. And keep in mind, Shadow Shaman did not have the wards up in the entire engagement, and they still managed to bring down 3 towers and do significant damage to that tier 2 mid tower. And looks like they want bottom tower next, and I don't even think he'll need to drop the wards unless there's going to be a formidable defense provided by HappyCloud. Yeah,
that's totally true. With 6 Eidolons at max level, you don't really need the wards quite yet. I would definitely save it for a tier 2 if possible. The cooldown is pretty high, but it kind of comes down, oh, they're just going to place him down. They want to take him. So this, at the very least, does guarantee them a tower, even if the Radiant team contested. If they were all 5 here, this still would be so scary to deal with the Serpent wards, as well as the Roar and the other abilities that they're working with. So they take the free tower. They guarantee their advantage here. It's going to make it a little harder to take the tier 2 in a bit, but either way, their advantage is still pretty significant right now.
Meanwhile, HappyCloud doing the only move they can. They know they can't really pick a fight with all these tank heroes, especially the mechanism up on Enigma. They're going to try to get at least 1 tower, but just look how long that tower takes to fall. Not too much right-click damage. Of course, Nature's Prophet does help with that Force of Nature, and looks like he's going to build it into a 4-staff just to give him as much survivability. But this bomb tier 2 tower will fall shortly after, and if he gets the middle tier 2 tower, free Roshan, and then the next one will push towards that base will begin. And I'm not really too sure how HappyCloud can stop this. They really, really need to get solid ganks going on, but PotmBottom, they're just not going to be isolated. They're just going to stay together.
We actually have Invoker TPing back to the mid tower. Another TP coming. This is going to be Beastmaster, actually. If he can roar anybody, it would be great, but a little bit too much difference from them. Tier 2 does go down for the Lone Druid as well as the Enigma, so Tier 2 is gone. They basically took a Tier 1 and a Tier 2 in exchange for Tier 1. Obviously worth it. And PotmBottom now gold advantage is sitting at about 5k and growing a little bit. So this is pretty serious. Late game, they're obviously going to have disadvantage against a Spectre as well as a Bounty Hunter, but they're still lacking disables. The global strat could be executed pretty soon here, as Ancient Apparition's almost 6, but they're definitely behind pretty seriously right now.
But it's going to be very difficult for HappyCloud just to get the global strat off, because PotmBottom, they're just sticking together. They're best friends forever at this point. And one of the best things about global strategy is just to isolate heroes across the map and pick them off at a moment's notice. But PotmBottom, they're not going to give HappyCloud the opportunity. They're just going to stick together, farm up, push towers all as a group, and there's really nothing that HappyCloud can do in response to that. And meanwhile, Spectre is still quite far away from finishing Relic, and has pretty mediocre farm at this point just because the towers have just been pushed, and Equilibrium, she's always in danger of being ganked.
Lone Druid's going to pick up the Aegis here. Not the best hero to carry it on, but he's almost got his Radiance, and that is the reason they're picking it up. Just that they can make sure they constantly have that up during a team fight. And either way, I'm not even that worried for a ranged form Lone Druid in this game so far, because the Radiant team is really not working with that much gold. Now, it's all going to come down to the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast, in my opinion, for the next team fight. The next team fight is so absolutely crucial. PotmBottom, or at least the Radiant team, HappyCloud, absolutely has to win the next team fight so that they can start picking up some EXP and gold advantage and maybe take some tier 1 towers from this. So that they can get towards the late game. And it's all going to come down to how good the A ulti is. You got to land that minus heal debuff on them, throw it on the Nature's Prophet ulti and the Zeus ulti, as well as the Spectre ulti, and hopefully get them into a range where you can pick off a lot of kills.
Oh, Tides of Time rushing in with that hasten. I really like what he's doing. He's dewarding across the map, really choke holding the HappyCloud team from getting any sort of position and without, or any sort of vision. And without vision, where can Spectre form? Of course, she can haunt out of the way. It looks like Xiaoshan easily able to pick off Nature's Prophet. Ice Blast completely whiffs, and that's going to be unfortunate because Ice Blast will be cooling down for quite a bit, and that means PotmBottom will still have a mechanism to work with for the next engagement. So wards will be up, so I think they can just push in, and I don't really know how the HappyCloud team can stop them.
Yeah, it was a pretty big mistake to waste that there. They put the sentry on the low ground at least, but they're going to continue pushing. They have 20 until the A ulti again, and there's the wards on the high ground, so they're going to be walking right in. I think they would be a little bit more worried if it was for the A ulti, but 12 seconds left on that, and Alacrity on the Bear, such a cool combo there. It is mostly a damage aura here since he has a lot of Exort, but either way, the Bear's getting pretty low. A ulti is going down, Spectre ulti is, and possibly some more nukes in a second here as they're chasing, trying to pick off some heroes.
Oh man, the ward's just ticking down on that Rex, focusing down. HappyCloud really has to make the move. They have to focus on the wards. The wards are going to die, and then one more volley. Ice Blast comes in conjunction with the Zeus ultimate, but it looks like the wards managed to pick off the Rax, and Lone Druid's going to morph to bear form. He's going to be able to survive as Fogged is going to teleport out. Do they have any detection to scout out Fogged? Sunstrike's flying in. Can they pick off Gondar? No. Radiant's doing a lot of damage over time, but still they couldn't kill the Serpent wards, and they just took down the Rax. Very, very close, but still nicely done by PotmBottom, picking up an early Rex, and right now Spectre just going to get no farm from these big creeps, and it's going to be really, really difficult for HappyCloud to come back. Keep in mind, it's only 14.5 minutes in the game, and PotmBottom just seem to have all the right moves.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. The EXP as well as the gold given by the upgraded creeps are actually reduced. Now it's going to constantly push the wave towards the Radiant team, which means that those creeps will be safer to farm technically because they're closer to your base, but the decreased EXP and gold is going to be a huge pain for the rest of the game because that's 14 minutes. That's like a typical Rax comes at something like anywhere between 25 to 40 minutes, and they're losing an extra 10 minutes of EXP as well as farm. They're still doing some AA combos, but Zeus ulti isn't up. They used it to get one kill on a support hero in the last fight, and they're definitely way behind.
Oh, no doubt about that. And once Beastmaster picks up the pipe, Zeus will just become even less of a factor. He's still quite a bit away from the pipe. Just checking out, he doesn't have the headdress or the recipe. But once Beastmaster picks up the pipe, a lot of the early game presence, or even the mid game presence that HappyCloud will have will just be reduced tremendously. Keep in mind, Lone Druid still has the Aegis. He's going to pick up a cloak as well. Has double boots on his hero just because he can, just because he's a total baller.
He has 2 feet, so.
Yeah, seriously. His bear has 4 feet, so he didn't really want to buy those 4 sets of boots just to hook up his bear.
Makes total sense. It's understandable. So he's going to resummon in about 12 seconds. He did have a Radiance, by the way, if you guys didn't see that. Radiance picked up already. Nature's Prophet is going for the turtle build, which is going to be the Aghanim Scepter. And this, of course, does reflect what they wanted to do with their strat anyways, which is just everybody pop your ultis at the same time and pray that you kill a couple people, but very, very wisely. If you look at PotmBottom's heroes, look how many Planeswalkers cloaks they have. I'm actually going to look at the F5 here. They have 1, 2, 3. Everybody on PB has a Planeswalker's cloak with Beastmaster on a hood. That's just amazing. Very, very good against Zeus. They know that this cheesy strat from the Radiant team is completely based on bursting them down with their ultis at the same time. So if they have more magic resistance and get as much HP as possible, it just might allow them to win team fights.
Yeah, and I'm really actually a little disappointed that this is an AP remake. I would have loved to see the bans, because this pushing teamfight lineup by PotmBottom is just going to be such a thorn in the side of the Radiant squad. And really, what can they do with all this damage? Once the team picks up Cloak, they all want to look like Invoker, totally pimped out, with mad cloaks everywhere, as it looks like a Tower's picked up for Spectre, but still 2,200 away from finishing Relic, and about 3,500 from finishing the Radiance. She is not going to be a factor this next upcoming engagement. And PotmBottom, with an Ogre Club on the Enigma, does have the Black Hole. Serpent Wards are dropped. It's going to hit on the tower. Ice Blast is going to fly in. Can they pick off anybody? Enigma is going to miss the Ice Blast, so it looks like Enigma is going to be A-OK. Zeus Ultimate going to be held on. Here comes a Meteor Decking Blast combination, melting knives, the Ancient Apparition, and with that, I don't really see how the HappyCloud team can defend it, but here comes the Nature's Prophet. Looks like Cold Snap's going to be dropped in, but the Radiance damage in conjunction with the Ear Shock just doing too much. Looks like Enigma wants Black Hole just because he wants to use that cooldown, but doesn't need anything. Zeus ultimate flies in, but not enough damage being pumped out, and the Shackle in conjunction with the Barret right-clicking is just going to bring down the Skandar as we have a pause.
Oh, just a casual phone call, guys. Man, insane fight there. Just not enough damage from the Radiant team to try to shut them down. I also loved, did you see that Enigma mech'd right before the A ulti hit? He was just totally waiting for that. That way, anybody that was all low on HP, they can get that heal in. Because you might as well just burn it right before it hits you, because the debuff lasts for a long time and it's going to put you in a dangerous area. So that was really, really awesome to see him pop that right away.
Yeah, and of course, since that AI Splash did miss, Zeus couldn't pop his ultimate, and that just left the racks completely exposed. So right now, Condor's gonna die as PotmBottom just casually saying, yeah, what's up, I'm owning HappyCloud. How you guys doing? As Lone Druid picks up the last hit, this bottom racks is gonna fall, as second hit was called. They did say Lone Druid's gonna kill him the next hit, but it took apparently one extra hit, and HappyCloud looks like
not looking so good for them. Man, the Alacrity Bear thing is so cool. 50 damage on the bear. Comes the A ulti again, but the mech gets used right before, and he actually misses another time. So used to seeing A ulti, Zeus is going to get picked off as well in the base, and this is just looking pretty much over. Spectre is not even close to his relic. He's got decent farm this game, but his team wasn't able to do anything in the other lanes. I mean, they lost 2 towers for nothing top. Do you think they maybe should have shifted a hero over or tried to pressure that and hold that push off? I'm not really sure how they could have done it.
Way too much attention. I think it might have just come down to the picks, because there's really not too much attention that they could have done to the Lone Druid Shaman lane unless Zeus started taking heavily with it. Of course, that leaves Invoker to push down towers with his sword build, and just leaves a whole mess of options. Maybe if they'd switch some heroes bottom just to provide a little bit of pressure on the bottom tower and Beastmaster, that could have got something going their way. But right now, I think HappyCloud just tried a different strategy, but unfortunately the heroes that were used against it were just too powerful.
Yeah, it might have been tough as well if you think about it. Shifting Nature's Prophet bot to try to push, I don't know if it would have worked out, but that's Mega Creeps. That means it's only a matter of time for PB to win the game, unless we see some pretty insane defense here. Might actually see Aoi 2000 get killed. He almost ward traps his ally here, Tides of Time, just celebrating as we see Cold Feet on Invoker. And Aoi, oh, he does pop a wand though. There's the nukes. He's transferring back. Spectre's gonna use his ulti. Spectre does pick up the first kill, but he'll be respawning shortly. And now the Spectre's in a lot of trouble with the Cold Snap. Got the Aegis. Nice play there on a Happy Andrew. And Spectre, oh my god, the damage reflection is insane. He does kill Shadow Shaman, but finally killed with the last hit from Lone Druid. So, Enigma's still trapped.
Hero engagements when they're not pushing the tower. HappyCloud is doing okay, but it's just so difficult to bring down any hero on the side of PotmBottom. They're so tank. And Mega Creeps, this game is all but over. Just waiting for the GG at this point, because honestly, here comes the Invoker on Zeus. One more hit, and looks like Zeus does get the arc lighting, but can Lava Spawn's avenge that fallen Patriot? No,
nope.
Looks like they're going to be...
Oh, the Sunstrike. Oh, he's waiting for it. There's a Sunstrike, and now he knows he's okay. Especially with the buyback. Oh, Invoker bought back, and I have 1 hit left on me. Okay. I think I know what's going to happen here. But I love the item purchases all over PB. Just a lot of HP things picked up, especially after they saw the global strat. Enigma's going for BKB. He's okay with that. Nature's Prophet actually going to gank on the Enigma. And they're actually changing targets a little bit. A ulti is going to hurt pretty hard, though. That puts Enigma quite low. There's the ulti. That's going to put Enigma dead, I think. Tides of Time. Oh, nice blast. Oh, they yank the play. Get a double kill there. Zeus going to try to finish things up, but Tides of Time is running away. He's waiting 9 seconds for an Invoker or any cast at all, but he's getting some good hits in here. Oh, no.
Did survive, but looks like Zeus picks up the last hit on Tides of Time. Can Invoker avenge his follower? No, Enigma just comes back in saying, what can't kill me just makes me stronger, as he picks up that last hit. And looks like the bear is just tired of all this nonsense. Going to push down the throne. And Zeus is just tickling at this point. Here comes the roar, and Gofu's going to die in literally half a second.
Wow.
As the Ancient's going to fall, and that's going to be game 1.
That was some insane creep damage at the end on Zeus. But yeah, that's game 1. We have HappyCloud versus PotmBottom, and PotmBottom tapes to the first game, so it's going to put them up 1-0. There's still a possibility of 2 games. Can PotmBottom take the second game? I'm not quite sure. But once again, my name's Purge, and I'm here with Bballin. Thanks for joining me again, and we'll be back in just a second with Game 2 from the series for ESWC semifinals.
They asked me, how do you become a pro gamer? practice, practice, practice. When my mom sees me in tournaments and things like that, she realized how, oh, it's a big deal. If you're a competitor and you're the top player in these games, you're banking. Everything that you're doing in a game, there's sound to it. The reload of a shotgun at a corner, you're able to hear that at a distance. If someone's reloading around my corner, that guy's gonna die instantly. Everyone plays to win. I mean, let's be real here. Some of these top pro players can't even pass the second round of Pac-Man. Going up to the stage, it's really exciting. That's the thing. It's over the edge. Everyone in the background was just cheering on. With the surround sound, you're so enhanced in the game at this point. If the world was ending behind me, I couldn't tell. Focus is the key when it comes to competition. It gets really intense. Headsets give you that advantage. Command victory.